Senator Gillibrand came out loudly against gun suppressors, revealing just how little liberals know about the things they get so hysterical about. Here's a quote from Senator Gillibrand. "These deadly gun silencers pose a huge risk to our enforcement and our communities, and I will do everything I can to stop this ill-thought-out legislation that would allow more criminals to get their hands on these dangerous weapons," Gillibrand said. Now look, there's not an NRA member out there, and that comes to about 5 million of us, who couldn't educate Senator Gillibrand in just a few seconds. Like so many liberals who rail against things that they don't understand, Senator Gillibrand seems to think that, quote, silencers, unquote, work the way they do in old Man from U.N.C.L.E. reruns and too many viewings of James Bond movies, or maybe she's watching too much Magnum P.I. Senator, sound suppressors are not silencers, and I know you're going to find this very disappointing because I certainly did when I was 11. Putting a suppressor on a firearm does not make it silent. Put it on a pistol, and they don't magically go thwip, 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 thwip. By the way, putting a handgun under a pillow doesn't silence the gun either. It just gets feathers all over what you're shooting at. The legislation she is opposed to is NRA-backed legislation known as the Hearing Protection Act. Turns out, Senator, that gunfire can get a little loud. As a matter of fact, if you've ever had your bell rung by being just forward into the side of a firearm, you'll know that loud is kind of an understatement. So you would think, if you're going to be preaching about denying millions of law-abiding citizens, the people who write your paycheck, then perhaps you might have gone to the trouble of going to a gun range just once and finding out just what a muzzle suppressor can and cannot do. Oh, P.S. Despite the other things you've seen in Hollywood, turns out that you cannot outrun an explosion either.